This is the Nitecore NPL27, a weapon light that punches way above its size class with an output of 42,000 Candela. The numbers don't tell the whole story, however, on what this light can do for you. So stick around and I will break it down. So look guys, as this video progresses, I'm going to start talking about all of the nuance and detail of this light and what makes it better. I'm also going to talk about its competition. That might be too much for you and maybe you don't care. So I'm going to give you that bottom line up front. Guys, the switching on this is awesome. The size is excellent. It fits into every holster that I have tried it in. Doesn't mean every holster on the planet, but all the holsters I've tried it in. It puts out more light than probably anything even remotely close to it in terms of price. It's easy to recharge. You can tell how much battery is left. And overall, guys, I like it a lot. This is going to end up on my work gun. I've been carrying it and testing it for the past few weeks, and I'm super impressed. So look, guys, I'm going to put links in the description to this light. You can pick it up for between $120 to $130, depending on the vendor. And I'll put the best one that I can find down there. I'll do my best for you. But if you don't care about anything else, and what you're seeing and what I'm telling you is enough to convince you, then guys, I can't come up with a reason for you to not buy this light. I am super impressed. I'm probably going to end up with it on a concealed gun and on my work gun. I like it that much. So if you don't care about anything else and you want to leave now, I won't be offended. I completely understand. I have a short attention span, and so maybe you do too, and maybe this is all you got time for. If that's the case, guys, I like the light a lot, and I'm giving it really probably one of my highest recommendations of any light that I have tried. Anyway, let's get on with the details. Guys, when you unbox it, there's not a lot going on. It's obviously the light itself, charging cable, any of the hardware that you need to convert it from a Glock rail to a pick rail. And if you got a Gen 5 Glock or you've got any other gun, you're gonna have to do that conversion. There are little screws, there's a wrench and a little adapter that just makes the little rail section a little bit wider. Other than that, there's not a lot going on when you unbox it. It's pretty straightforward, and I found it pretty clean. Guys, when I pulled it out of the box, I was actually really pleasantly surprised at how small it was, and it also made me doubt the claims of the output of the light, so I was very curious about that. When you go to mount the light, it mounts very securely, and you can adjust how far it sits either fore or aft. So if you want it to sit further forward or more to the rear, you can do that through a little ratchet that is the button behind the screw. You just loosen the screw, adjust it where you want it, and then tighten the screw back. In addition, guys, the screw itself clicks when you screw it, which tells me there is some sort of anti-rotation strategy going on there. One of the big problems I see with a lot of side screws on lights is they have a depressing tendency to come loose, and then the light goes flying off of the gun when you're shooting. Maybe not a consideration if you don't shoot much, but if the gun sees a lot of range time, that is definitely a consideration. I very much like the switching on this. They are forward pressing switches. You can use your trigger finger and actuate it, or you can use your support side thumb, which is my preferred method for turning it on. I like the switching better than probably any of the other switching on any of the other weapon lights I've played with. Rockers are okay, paddles are usable, but my favorite is the forward switch. I think it's a lot harder to accidentally make the gun go bang when you don't want it to go bang. This light does not seem to take up any more space than a Streamlight TLR7, and it is fit into the holsters I have that hold TLR7s. I can't claim that there's 100% compatibility there, but thus far it has worked for me. And if you're in any doubt, Nitecore does sell a holster that is compatible with this light. Reasonably priced, I think it's around 50 or 60 bucks. Kydex with a metal belt clip, which is my preferred. So if you're in any doubt at all, and you're a righty by the way, Nitecore's got you on that regard as well. I should mention, guys, that the light, when you turn it on, if you hold it, you'll get momentary. If you just press and release, it comes on permanently. If you don't want the highest output, when it is on, if you double press, it will drop to a lower output. If you decide, no, I don't want that low output, you can double press again and get the full 650 lumens and 42,000 Candela. but the switching is very intuitive and pretty easy to use. There is no strobe that I'm aware of with this, so if you're one of those strobe kids and you really want a strobe weapon light, this is not it for you, but it's not something that I care about that much, so you just be aware of that. Guys, the recharging cable is a USB cable, USB-C input, and a magnetic little strip output that you click onto the battery. When you dismount it, the battery dismounts sideways, so recoil will not affect the battery mounting. In addition, if you are not sure about how much battery is left, if you pop the battery and hit the little button on top, you will get 4 lights or 3 lights, 2 lights, or 1 light that'll let you know how much battery power you have left. So there's no guessing at the beginning of your shift. It's like, man, should I charge this? Should I not? I don't know where I'm at. And I very much like that when it comes to this light. Guys, before I go any further, I really need to talk about some of the competition and the downsides and upsides of them and why you might want to choose this light over them. I apologize if you want to skip ahead to the beam shot. The number one competitor that I see to this in terms of concealed carry is the Streamlight TLR7. It is a very compact light. I think they weigh within like 0.1 or 2 ounces of each other, and the size is almost exactly identical. But the TLR7 has anemic output. It has a screw for a side mount that tends to come loose. I've seen that happen numerous times. And the bezel also tends to come loose. So if you're shooting a lot, the bezel starts to come loose, and then at some point you go to turn on the light and you don't have any light because everything loosened up, and or it just goes flying down range. And did I mention crazy anemic output? Guys, it is probably okay for concealed carry, but I wouldn't remotely put it on a duty gun. Any officer, deputy, or anybody using their pistol for serious work-related purposes, the TLR7, guys, is really not for you. Its big brother, the TLR1, makes up for the output. It's better. It's still not up to this, but it's better. Dual batteries. It's got a rocker for a switch. And the thing about rocker switches, guys, I don't love them as much as the push button. They're okay. But the TLR1, it's not ambidextrous. One side you push down, it stays on. The other side you push down, and it's momentary. And I always forget which one that is. I know if you train a lot, you'll know, blah, blah, blah. But I don't love that. And if you want to trade the batteries out on the TLR1, you have to take the whole light off and put it back on. And once again, it's one of those side screws that tends to come loose. So sometimes those go flying down range too. Really not ideal. Next on the list, the Surefire X300. Guys, that is probably one of the better lights out there in terms of output, durability, and everything like that. It is big, 5 ounces at least when it's got batteries in it. It's got a rocker switch, but at least that rocker switch is ambidextrous. It's got 2 different mounting solutions. One's tabs and one's a spring-loaded tab, pardon me, and the other is a screw. And I've seen the side screws do the same stunt as all the other side screws on the market, where you shoot enough, light goes flying down range. Very depressing. In addition, that Surefire also has the same problem of you've got to dismount the light to swap batteries. At least with the most recent iteration of it, it does have very high Candela output. That would be the turbo. The Candela is actually higher than this one. It's probably the only one on the market that I've played with that does. That light also is more than twice the size and weight of this one, and it's more than 3 times the price of this one. Suitable for duty in my mind, but probably not suitable for anything else. Lastly, I have been up until very recently running a HoloSun PID. I like the PID. It has a ton of output. It is rechargeable without having to dismount it, so it's got that going for it. But it does have paddles on the side instead of any other switching, and that's really kind of my third favorite lighting switching. It is usable. It is certainly usable. I carried it because I love the output. Also, it's probably one of the heaviest lights I've ever used. Once again, I wouldn't even consider it for concealed carry, and some people might find it too heavy even for duty. But all that said, the HoloSun, in terms of price and output, it was awesome, and that's why I kind of put up with the other vagaries up until now. And speaking of now, before I go into final conclusions, guys, real quick, let me just show you beam shots, and then I'll close it down. I don't want to go too long. Okay, indoor beam shots of the Nitecore NPL27. That's on high. Nice hot spot. If you can't take the heat, you can always turn it down to the low, but I don't see any problem with the high. And now to just give you some comparison of what that looks like compared to some of its competitors, here is the Streamlight TLR7. Guys, it's super broad, and that's a fresh battery, guys. I mean, this is probably okay if it's a brand new fresh battery, clean lens, everything like that. Once again, the NPL27, the Streamlight TLR7. I mean, seriously, if you look, that's the NPL27 over it, like it completely blows through it. And then even if we look at it compared to, say, the Surefire X300 Turbo, you know, you get a broad light, but you don't get that hot spot. You don't get that distance. So, I mean, seriously, that's your Surefire. And this is a duty grade light. I mean, it's huge. If you look at this thing, like here, I mean, you see how big that thing is. And then if we compare, here's the Nitecore, and it is small boy. You know, the Surefire, yeah, it's an industry standard. It's not bad. There's brighter out there, and this is the Turbo, not the Ultra. But once again, guys, let's take a look at the Nitecore NPL27. Super bright hot spot, good spill. Let's take a look outdoors, because this is just 10 yards from here to that door. So let's get some distance on it and see what that looks like. Okay, a little bit further distance. It's 20 yards from here to the trees. Once again, there's the Nitecore. Guys, super good spot. Really penetrating, powerful light. Once again, if I compare it, here is the Streamlight TLR7. Broad, I mean, it'll get 20 yards. I'll give it that, but it's not really got the punch. In the Surefire, same thing, better at this distance, but not perfect. Let me grab the umbrella. We'll go out and do some distance. All right, apologies for the rain noise. I know it's pretty loud, but here is the 100-yard distance. There's a stop sign way out there. 100 yards in the distance. Here's where the wheels really start to come apart on some of these lights. But just to show you once again, the Nitecore NPL27, easily 100-yard plus distance light, guys. And this is a CCW size light, but it really has the punch. If we start to take a look at the Streamlight TLR7, really starts to get anemic at any sort of distance. And the Surefire X300, like I said, this is the Ultra, not the Turbo, but it's good, but just does not pack the same punch in a duty size light. So guys, I'll leave you with one last beam shot of the NPL27. Seriously, guys, look at that. I mean, if you can see that, that is nuts. For something that is literally concealed carry size, has that level of punch. Usually when something comes to market and it's first, it's not the best. And it's not usually what wins. What typically wins is somebody who spends time seeing what everybody else is doing, finding what works well, what doesn't work well, and improving and making things the best they can be. And guys, I really am struggling to find a fault with the NPL27. I'm thinking of anything that I could say bad about this light, and it's just really not coming to me. All the lights out there have about an hour run time in them, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. This follows suit on high. It's right about 50, and if you turn it down, it goes to an hour and 15. But you're basically getting most of an hour run time out of this light. Easily rechargeable, easy to mount, stays secure because of the clicky screw instead of a regular screw. My favorite switching on the market, crazy output, the ability to see how much battery is left, fits every holster that I own that accepts any size light. Guys, this light crushes. I'm really not kidding when I say it's going to go right on my work gun, and there it is going to stay. I will end this here. I won't speak any more about this light, but to say that I am super impressed is probably actually an understatement. Guys, I appreciate your time. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope that you've gotten something out of it, whether you decide to buy one of these or not. Maybe it's made you take a critical look at the weapon light that you are currently deploying, your agency is currently deploying, or that you're considering buying. Whatever is the best for you, obviously make an intelligent decision based on the information at hand and what you find out, but hopefully this gives you at least a good place to start, if not to end up. Guys, your time is valuable. Thanks for watching up until now. I really appreciate you. If you enjoy content like this and or content that features gear, Fitness wearables, fitness content, knives and guns, those are usually my things. Oh yeah, and did I mention flashlights? Summer flashlights, there's more. Stay tuned for that. But please do all those YouTube things, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I really appreciate that. I know a lot of people watching my videos aren't subscribed for whatever reason. So it's like 90-some% watching my videos have not subscribed. If you're one of those people and you'd consider subscribing, I would really appreciate that. Anyway, guys, take care, stay safe. I'll talk to you soon.
Get 'em, Jay.